What is the secret to manifesting? What is it? Well, I don't know if there really is a secret to manifesting, but I do know what works for me. I know what it takes for me to manifest just about anything because I've done it so many times and it's worked every single time. So I'm confident enough to share my approach, to share my techniques, to share how I do it, my own personal process, in hopes that it can also transform your world. I am Veronica. I'm so happy to have you with me today, and we are talking about my own personal process. Again, all of these videos are based on techniques that have worked for me, but if you are curious about what my routine looks like when I begin to focus on a goal, when I begin to manifest something, well then you'll love this video because it contains all of those details. So get a pen and paper and take some notes because I know you are going to find this super valuable. So whenever I decide on a goal, I always decide without any limits. I just decide I want something. It's something that would bring me pleasure. And I begin my process by visualizing. I like visualizing. It is a way to connect your energy with that of what you are trying to receive. I start with 15 minutes per day. Now when I visualize, I sit in silence with my eyes closed. I like to lay flat on my back. And I like to just imagine things. I like the stillness, the tranquility of it. I find it as a way to regroup, to reset, to connect with that inner creativity, that inner love, that inner abundance, which is inside all of us. So I commit to this 15 minutes per day. Now I start this imagining by speaking things out loud that I desire. And I just start talking about them happening within my mind because this naturally conjures up images. I know a lot of you struggle with how to imagine things. Well, I struggle with it too, and this is why I talk it out in my mind. I just start speaking things that I want to have happen. You could do it in any tense, in any form. You could say, what if? But just start talking these things aloud in your mind. So I speak things that I want people to say, people to do, opportunities that I want to have happen. I just sort of let it flow. And even though I started this visualization for a particular goal, I let my mind run free. Wherever it feels good to go, and I just talk it out, and I use phrasing such as this person would love nothing more than to do this particular thing for me, or to give me this particular opportunity, or to love me in this particular way, or to give me this, or return back this object, or be this, or be that, or give me this or that, and I just kind of free flow it, go with it. I set my cell phone for 15 minutes, and I just do it. Through the 15 minutes, that's it. I do it. And then for the rest of the day, I always feel better afterwards. I always feel recharged. I always feel energized. I just sort of ride that energy throughout the rest of the day. Now I know that there's this big debate. First person, third person. What person are we supposed to imagine in? I don't think it matters. I think it's fun to add a first person imaginal act within this. But I basically just talk it out. So whatever person that is, I don't even know. But I just talk it out. I let the images come naturally, the feelings, the sensations. For me, it's more about feelings and sensations than it is about being in the first person. But I do like to add a first person imagination. I imagine myself someplace within my house or some other location and getting this good news that this particular thing has happened. It is solidified. The entire 15 minutes isn't spent on that. I just make sure to add one first person visualization within that. Now, if you struggle with first person, you don't have to add this. This is just my own personal process. It is what I do. Now, another fun thing that I like to do is when your eyes are closed, you naturally know what surroundings that you are in. You know what room you're in, you know where you're laying, you know where you are. But your imagination can put you in a different place. So what I like to do is I like to imagine that maybe I'm in a different space, a different location, maybe it's a different time of day, and I hear in the background as my eyes are closed evidence of whatever it is I'm trying to manifest actually happening. So I'm laying with my eyes closed and I'm hearing things that suggest that this has happened. Now, of course, I'm logically, not in that time or place, but when your eyes are closed and you are imagining this, it feels real. Like it feels like you're actually there, like you're physically there, even though you're not. And this is another way to cement it, another way for it to feel real, another way for it to come together. Now, by doing these sorts of things, we start to take on a new mindset. We start to take on new levels of confidence. What we are imagining starts to feel real. It starts to feel like truth. So it almost ends up becoming redundant after a few days. At least that's what happens for me. is that after about 5, 7, maybe 10 days at the most of doing this, it starts to become really, really redundant, and it feels almost like I am doing something that I don't need to be doing anymore. So at this time, I either pause from doing visualizing, or I just continue it with new topics because it just feels so good. And it feels good to just give myself some quiet time, some time to myself, some time to just zone out, relax, recharge. But you know it's working when it starts to feel redundant, when it starts to feel guaranteed, when you have to question yourself whether or not this has actually happened yet, like you're visualizing for something that's already happened, even though it hasn't, but it starts to feel more real. Now, again, it's going to put you in a new mindset, a new level of confidence. You're going to feel different. You're going to start seeing opportunities where opportunities didn't exist before, because you will have this new radar. It'll be like you're tuned to a new channel, and you're picking up all of this new information, new opportunities, meeting new people. You're relating to people differently. If you're trying to attract money, you'll just have clients start to flock to you in new ways. Now, what is cool is to really take notes and start to write down unusual things that start to happen after you begin visualizing, after you begin this new mindset. I like to take note just because we don't always remember everything, so to write it down, we can refer to it, and we can use it as feedback, as ways of, wow, this actually is working. And a lot of times what I've noticed is that things start to come together in ways you wouldn't have guessed. So the route to a particular desire, you may think logically exists in a certain way, or that there's limitations towards it. But things start to chip away that are just out of the ordinary, that are unexplainable, that actually have to do with your greatest desire. Even though all of the pieces, really, you don't understand them just yet, but write them down because they will make sense in time. When everything does come together, you'll be like, ooh, that's why that happened, and that's why that happened, or that's why that didn't happen, because it led me to the place I absolutely wanted to be, with the person I wanted to be, having the money I wanted, living in the place I wanted, having the job I wanted, the health, all of it. And the cool thing about all of this is when the manifestation happens, it doesn't even feel like a surprise. So you will know that it's working when you ask yourself, if this happened, would I be surprised? If you can honestly answer no, you know you're close. You know that it's happening. You know you've done enough. I have visualized like this before, reached this state of alignment, and then just forgotten about it. Just let it be. Sometimes it takes a couple days, sometimes it takes a couple months. It always happens. This is my foolproof way of attracting results, and fast results. So I hope it can help you too. If this video could help, leave a comment below to help inspire others. Subscribe if you like my content, and have a wonderful day. Have you signed up for my 10-day Manifesting Miracles course? Link is below. It's completely free. My gift to you. Subscribe for instant manifestation. If you'd like my personal mentorship, head to dreamlifebyveronica.com. I'm so thrilled to be a part of your manifesting journey. May all of your dreams come true. They were meant for you.